Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Lando from the Snap, coming at you with the top 24 running back tiers going into week 1 fantasy football. So make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below your tough start-sit decisions going into week 1. Now, some of these tiers and rankings should help you make some of those decisions, but if they don't, comment down below. We answer every single question, and make sure to stay tuned to the end where I let you know my top flex play of the week, one of those running backs that can jump into the top tiers next week. So let's start off with week 1. We have Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Austin Eckler, and Dalvin Cook. I mean, you drafted these guys in the top 2 rounds to be great, and all of their matchups are great. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor at Houston should be the locked and loaded tier by himself running back. But all these guys have a ton of potential to have multi-touchdown games. They are the difference makers at the position. They give you a positional advantage. Now, coming into tier 2, we have Alvin Kamara, Javonte Williams, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift, Joe Mixon, and Najee Harris. All these guys are very solid running back 2s on your team, and they could be very good running back 1s depending how you draft it as well. Most of these guys have pass catching upside, especially if you're in PPR leagues or half PPR leagues, and all these matchups are also good. Now, going into tier 3, we have Saquon Barkley, Leonard Fournette, Nick Chubb, and James Conner. Now, these matchups aren't as good, but I do believe they have potential to get in the end zone. Most of these teams are pretty elite, like the Tampa Bay Bucks, the Arizona Cardinals, and obviously Nick Chubb and the Cleveland Browns are also quite good. And Saquon Barkley also has always this upside because he's one of the best running back athletes in the game. Now, getting into tier 4, we have Antonio Gibson, Zeke Elliott, AJ Dillon, David Montgomery, and Travis Etienne. So these 5 running backs really have a good potential. I think they don't quite hit that threshold. Some of the matchups aren't as good, like Zeke Elliott versus Tampa Bay. That's a really tough matchup. Antonio Gibson versus Jacksonville, really good matchup, but don't love the talent. AJ Dillon against Minnesota, that Minnesota defense just has not been that good. They project to be better this year, but we know that AJ Dillon splitting the work with Aaron Jones always has a potential to get in the end zone. Now, my tier 5 running backs are going to be Josh Jacobs at the Chargers, Elijah Mitchell at the Bears, Damian Harris at the Dolphins, and Breece Hall versus the Ravens. I really like these guys. They didn't quite make the top tiers for me, but I still like the upside, and they made my top 24 running backs. There's a bigger list in really tier 5 that have potential, but these guys are the top of that tier. So hopefully you have at least two, maybe 2 or 3 running backs on this list. Let me know how many running backs you have on your team and how many you can start, because if you're in a standard league, half PPR, full PPR league, the tiers might jumble around. Like a guy like Nick Chubb at Carolina, pretty good matchup, but doesn't really catch the football, so he hasn't really gotten to that second tier. Very much reliant on touchdowns. Should be better when Deshaun Watson is back. Now, my top sleeper of the week is going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Even though I'm a little bit tired of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they play the Arizona Cardinals. It's a really good high over-under, and I do think Clyde Edwards has a chance to get into that tier 2 or 3 coming into the weeks coming, depending how he catches the football and they use him in the red zone. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Let me know who I missed, who should be moving up tiers, down tiers. Let me know in the comments, and make sure to stay tuned with Snap all season, where we will have content coming out to help you win your fantasy leagues. Thanks a lot, guys. We will see you next time.